Center this morning, both tracking this nor'easter. What's the latest?
Well, Patrick, our computer models overnight started to hint at this, and we're certainly seeing that reflected in the radar that some of the higher snowfall amounts from this storm may end up in inland parts of Bristol County, Massachusetts, where already several inches of snow have accumulated, even at the National Weather Service office in Taunton, picking up over 2 to 3 inches of snow already, and got a report in from Mansfield, Massachusetts of perhaps as much as 3 or even 5 inches of snowfall. It's been more of a wet snow and sleet mix as you travel closer to the coastline, and then heading over to western Rhode Island, very little in the way of snowfall so far this morning, with lighter amounts there. As we take a look at temperatures, they've been around 30 degrees in Smithfield last couple of hours, 31 now in Providence. So snowing heavy enough to overcome some of this milder air that's in Southeastern Mass, which is why we're seeing those heavy wet accumulations, what we were expecting from this storm system. Wind gusts, they've been over 30 miles an hour now since yesterday afternoon, and occasionally gusting over 40 and 50 miles an hour. Strongest winds is expected. It's been over eastern Massachusetts, Cape and Islands, Nantucket, with a 55-mile-an-hour wind gust at last check, but a peak wind so far of 61 miles an hour. Jamestown with a 48-mile-an-hour wind. New Bedford 47-mile-an-hour wind gusts. And we're going to see these sort of wind speeds all the way into tomorrow morning. Wind advisory in effect throughout today and tonight. Gusts up to 50 miles an hour across Rhode Island. High wind warning, even 60-mile-an-hour gusts possible. Cape and the islands. I think the strongest winds will be later this afternoon and into the early part of this evening. So your satellite and radar, center of our storm system spinning off to our southeast, right around here. And the winds wrapping around that storm system, we're seeing those winds from the north and northeast today, and it's pulling in some of the moisture from the ocean air and just cold enough to support snow. But notice, and the snow much lighter as you travel just north outside of our area and over parts of Connecticut. So the highest snowfall amounts from this storm system likely to be right here in southeastern New England. It's looking more likely that Bristol County, Massachusetts may be the area that sees the highest snowfall amounts from this storm. So your future cast for this morning around 33 degrees, slick out there. You're going to have to take it slow on the roadways. Many of them are just wet, and I think the crews will have a decent chance of keeping up with the roads through the day, but you do need to plan on reduced visibility right into this afternoon around 35. Those strong winds continue. Snow, sleet and rain mixing in at times this afternoon. So accumulations just a few inches for most of us during the daylight hours. Most of the accumulations happening overnight tonight. Windy, slippery, gusts up to 45 miles per hour. Here's the future cast at 9 o'clock in the morning, showing that heavy snow inland parts of Bristol and Plymouth counties. And notice as we go throughout the afternoon, snow in various intensities throughout the day, but maybe some heavier snowfall amounts over eastern Massachusetts, and then later this evening and tonight, more of the same. Most of the accumulating snow again happening overnight tonight for Rhode Island. 5:30 tomorrow morning. Still snowing at a decent clip. Even the tomorrow afternoon may see some lingering snow into the early and mid part of the afternoon. So these are snowfall totals as we head into the daytime on Friday. Total amounts happening over more than a 24-hour period. 1 to 3 inches along the coastline, 3 to 5 inches for most of us. Now this 5 to 9 inch total I still have for northern Rhode Island and inland parts of Bristol County. I think Fall River, New Bedford should be in that 3 to 5 inch range. The Rhode Island south coast, especially near Westerly, may be held to just a couple of inches of snowfall, and mostly rain still expected for the Cape. So we go throughout the day today, not just the snow, not just the wind, but wrong map here. We're talking about coastal effects too from this storm, where high tide coming up again later this evening, eastern Massachusetts. Pretty significant coastal flooding and beach erosion there. And travel conditions tomorrow are going to be poor for the morning commute and should be finally improving by the evening commute, setting us up for a nice weekend as the storm moves away. Blustery Saturday, but lots of sunshine and even close to 50 degrees in spots by Sunday. You can get the latest future cast on our website, WPRI.com. Pete Mangioni's been a huge help this morning, keeping the web page up to date. He's been blogging and tweeting as well as we've been getting the latest information in. So that's a great source for you throughout